Hi guys, welcome to another Wired to Fish tip segment. This one we're going to be talking about installing the new Minn Kota Fortrex. As you can see, we've already got it on here, but we've just shot about 60 minutes of video of removing the old Fortrex and putting the new, removing the old Minn Kota Maxxum and putting the new Fortrex on. So if you're looking to add a new trolling motor, I think this will help you see how easy of a job it can be to do it yourself. So the first thing you're going to need are the tools. A nut driver or a cordless screwdriver is real handy for removing front panels and things like that to get up under your bow. Some open-ended wrenches and regular screwdrivers can also be handy in some of those hard to reach places. Sometimes it's hard to get those, those auto drivers down in there. Then you might also want a pair of snips if you're going to have to cut some cable ties off, like if you have a hydro wave attached to the head of your trolling motor. You'll need the snips to get all those things loose. So you can even start with unscrewing the foot pedal. I think here we started with unbolting the actual bracket from the bow. We had to remove the front plate on a Ranger Z520 so we could reach our hands up there and get the wrenches onto the bolts so we could, or to the nuts so we could get the bolts out. Once we got the 4 bolts out and unscrewed the foot pedal, then we just needed to cut off our zip ties, remove the hose clamp that was holding the hydro wave on there. Then we could remove the power connections up under the dash, and also the US2 sonar connections there up under the bow. And then we were able to remove that old Maxxum Pro and put the Fortrex on. The nice thing is when we went to put the Fortrex on, it lined up, the mounting holes all lined up, so it was real easy to get the bolts back in there and get it bolted back on. You need to be sure you put your strap under the mounting bracket before you bolt it down. That strap will enable you to strap down the head of your trolling motor if you're running in rough water. You just want to put the Velcro sides facing down because you'll basically bring that strap up, loop it through the metal clasp, and then back around on itself. So if it's facing down, you can do all that. Once we had the bracket bolted in place, we could hook the power back up, and then the sonar to the US2 connection. We needed an adapter to go to our Lowrance units. Of course, we already had that. Just keep that in mind. If you've got a Lowrance unit and you're hooking up to that US2, you're going to need the little adapter for the Lowrance unit. Then we were able to screw the foot pedal down. Once we had all that, we just needed to hook up the lift assist mechanism. It's basically just a pin that goes through the bottom of that mechanism and a bolt that holds it in place and attaches it to the trolling motor. It's a real simple install, just follow the instructions there. Once we had all that done, it was basically installed. We just needed to reattach our dash and clean up our mess and our tools, and basically the install was done. That's the nice thing about these, the point of this video is to show you can do these tips, you can do these installs yourself. I know a lot of people have apprehension about, all the pieces and parts and everything that's involved, and if your holes don't line up from the old motor that you're removing, you may have to screw some holes in your bow, and I know some people have some apprehension on that. But these projects are not that hard. We basically removed an old trolling motor, put a new trolling motor on, hooked it all back up, cleaned up our mess all in about 50 minutes. So it's really not that hard. Definitely something you can do yourself, and hopefully these tips will help.
Introducing the Tro-Car Hook, the first surgically sharpened fish hook. A weapon for fishermen who aren't just out to catch fish, but are out to win.